Hey there, my name is Kathy. Welcome to the Junk Shack, baby. In today's video, I am going to show you the destruction of our shed. When we bought this house almost 2 years ago, we knew the shed was rotten. We got a pretty good deal on this house. And just knowing that in the future we were going to tear it down and put a new one in, well, the future is here. We first of all began by hiring our good friend who actually sold us this house. They rehabbed the whole place and then sold it to us. And we hired him to lift up the shed and see if it could be repaired. They worked on it for a couple of hours and they finally got it lifted up. It had sunk so far deep into the ground, it was a pain. But the entire sill, the whole bottom of it, was rotten, and it was probably rotten a good 6 inches up. All of the wood, all of the sheathing, everything. So at that point, we decided, yep, it's beyond repair. Just tear it down. We're going to get a new one. Inside the shed was a massive hole. The whole back half had just rotted. The floor was just completely gone. And it held water. And it was another big reason to get rid of this. The people before us had piled dirt and gravel all the way around it, which, as a note, you should not do that. But anyway, this is us getting this shed tore down. It was a big excitement for us. This kind of stuff never happens around here. One of my son-in-laws is actually inside swinging that hammer because he's young and strong. My other son-in-law had a dumpster delivered for us. This all happened the night before the crew was meant to show up. That's where the hole is in the back too. He must be in that hole.
He is. He's like standing between the things and the wall in the hole.
There were 2 sets of shingles on this shed, and it still leaked. But those were very heavy. When they did show up, that's when you started seeing it change. It came down. It probably took them, I would say, 3 or 4 hours, and this thing was totally down and in the dumpster, and they were on their way out. Thank you so much to our good friends Jeff and Dean for coming over and helping us, and Michael, my son-in-law, for taking the load off of my husband. You can really see how rotten the shed was all the way around. It's the reason we couldn't save it any longer. It was so freaking hot that day. I'm so glad they all got there pretty early in the morning and were started on it by about 9 and done by noon. And I think those guys were out of here by 1 or 1:30. I sat in the shade most of the time and videoed this whole process. But let me tell you what, there was no complaining about sweaty men working in my backyard. Handsome, sweaty men. You can see the debris line here. This whole back corner would hold water all the time. Even if it was dry out, there was water in there, which brings mosquitoes. Another good reason to get rid of this thing. But I got this right after it was down, all along the sides here. It was sunk 4 or 5 inches into the dirt, which will rot something faster than you can shake a finger at it. We are so very happy to have it down and are now looking into the next one. A long time ago, I used to sell sheds for Classic Buildings, one of the best sheds on the market here in Missouri. So I'm really looking at their website right now. I really like those. I like the quality, and I want to put one in here. Here are a couple of our options. I hesitate to say which one because until I actually pay for it, I don't even know. We're not sure. And I'm a little worried about getting the ground prepped before I actually order it. I'd like the ground ready before the shed comes. We had this barn shape. I just am not very fond of it. Instead, I prefer this. They call it the garden shed, and it has a completely different orientation than the old one. I'm excited. Just a quickie shot of the dumpster before they haul it off, and to show how much is not in it. That whole shed should have filled that thing up, and we just didn't need to because our buddies took some wood with them. I'm so glad it isn't going to the landfill, and especially with the price of lumber these days. Thanks a bunch for watching. See you guys next week, same time, same place. Junk Shack, baby. Here are some videos that YouTube believes you would like to watch next.